Hey girls, welcome to our online girls ministry discussion, I guess is what we're going to call it. And we've had these really good conversations about women in the Bible and how we can relate to them. So I wanted to continue that conversation with a woman named Dorcas. Now, Dorcas's other name is Tabitha, and if you're in the Stars Club, that is the T in the star step. So you have Susanna, Tabitha, Anna, and Ruth. So we're at Tabitha. And Tabitha's other name is Dorcas, and she's found in Acts chapter 9. And so Dorcas is a woman who loves people. There's actually a really cool story about her being raised from the dead, and because God saw her heart and how great she was at helping other people. And so she made clothes for the widows, and she just had an amazing heart for people. And I felt like that was a great word for us, especially in the season we're in our homes. So the Bible tells us that we need to not just love God, but we need to love people. There in the greatest commandment is love the Lord your God with all your heart and soul and mind and spirit. And then it says in the second greatest is love your neighbor as yourself. So they go hand in hand. It's two commandments from the New Testament. And I was reminded of a story of Peter. I think it's in John. I'm really sorry I don't have the reference with me right now. But Jesus asks him if he loves him. And Peter's like, yes. And he asks him again. He's like, yes, God. I mean, Jesus, don't you know? Like, you know everything. Surely you know that you love me or that I love you. And so Jesus said, if you love me, feed my sheep. Take care of the people that I love. And that, you'll see it all through the Bible of people loving on people. But that is the second part of being a Christian. We want you to have a relationship with Jesus, and we want you to talk and pray, and we want you to read your Bibles and worship and just go after God. But we also need to be pouring that out. I want to think about a cup. I'm sorry I don't have one with me, but if you thought of a cup, like a regular cup that you're drinking out of, if you're pouring something into it and you keep pouring, that cup is going to fill up, right? There is going to be a point that cup starts to overflow. It just will not hold any more water, right? And so it's important to not just fill ourselves up, but to fill out to other people. We spill out, and then once we empty our cup, we can get refilled. If we're always holding on to our cup and it's always full, we're never going to have any new drink. Now, I don't know if you've ever done this before, but as a kid, we'd keep a glass of water sometimes on our dresser. What happens when you leave water in a cup for too long? Right. It gets stagnant. So when you're not getting new flown into you, and that it gets stagnant. So it's a process, guys. We not just have to be receiving, but we have to be giving out. So, I want to talk to you guys about kindness and loving other people. And it's a really just amazing thing when you start seeing people the way God sees them, and you start loving on them. Now, I know we're in quarantine. We can't really hug people. I mean, not yet, but we can't really hug people, and we're not around very many people. But I wanted to give you guys some ideas on how you guys can love people during this stay-at-home period. So I realize, and parents, if you're watching, I know we're all in different places and we all have different things and different resources to us. So you guys be creative and think of something on your own. But I'm going to give you 5 things that most of you probably could maybe do. Okay. But be creative. Don't get discouraged if you can't. But the last one, everyone can do. So the first one is maybe your family can arrange to send a gift card or pick up groceries or run errands for people who are stuck inside. A lot of people right now are not leaving their house for any reason, and that would be a really big blessing. My second idea is we see everybody out and about. Maybe you can take some sidewalk chalk and write an encouraging message on the blacktop, or put something in your yard, like a poster or a picture, or paint rocks, or put out. I've seen the whole bear thing, but all those things that bring joy to people. surely would bring a smile to someone's face. Um, my third idea is because you guys love to color and to draw and you make these beautiful things. Maybe you can make a card or draw a picture and send it to somebody. If you don't have an address, have your parents message me and I will get you an address to somebody in our church who is elderly or maybe to a nursing home. But sending mail, just a quick way to remind people that you love them. And bright pictures, as I explained to my own boys, always seem to cheer people up. I mean, how can you be sad when you're looking at a bright marker or a crayon picture? Or maybe that's just me. I don't know. I color all the time. And so that's an idea. And then my other idea, or I'm on four, right? Four. Yes, four. I'm sorry, I'm getting confused. My fourth idea is for you just to have a phone call or a video chat. It's really great to know other people are thinking about you. I'm sure we all have grandparents and parents and aunts and uncles that are at home that we could call and just say, hey, I'm thinking about you. Hope everything's good. But that just makes people feel like they're connected to something. So calling people is always a great one. And my last one, number five, is really, really, really important, but I wanted to leave it to the end, is to pray. And if you don't know what to pray for, right now is a great time to pray for your leaders, like your church leaders and your president and your governors, because they are making very big decisions. You can also pray for friends and family that you don't get to see as much. And for all of our essential workers who are doing an amazing job just keeping our country running. So prayer works. God is always working on our behalf, and those prayers don't come out void. So I want to make sure that you're praying for those people. And even if you can't do the other things, we can always say a prayer. So make sure that you pray. And before I let you go, I want to remind you that you can't always see the difference or the effects of what you do that is kind. If you've ever played with dominoes, they kind of like one hit one and they all fall. Um, that's the same way with kindness. When we're kind to somebody, we don't really know the effect that it's going to have. And if you change one person, you don't know who they're going to reach. So I know it's kind of sometimes like, oh, I don't know what that's going to do, but we just do what we can do and we let it go and let God take care of it. And He's going to show up and He's going to make it great. But remember that it's a domino effect. So you being kind and smiling to somebody or helping somebody or praying for somebody is going to domino to somebody else. And that's pretty awesome. I hope you guys have a great week. Think more about Dorcas and maybe read her story in Acts chapter 9. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.